Finally, Mike Nesmith revealed to a shocked public the band's guilty secret. That they were synthetic, man-made, and worst of all, didn't play on their records.
It was Michael who blew the whistle on us. He said, tell the people we're fake because by God we are, which was just his way of sabotaging everything. I was upset myself because I had a Pinocchio complex. I wanted to be a real life boy. I didn't want to be a puppet anymore.
Mike Nesmith's revelations caused outrage. The Monkees were vilified as a crude and cynical rip-off of the Beatles. Nothing more than a tacky, prefab four.
Why this was such a controversy is hard to explain to somebody now. Now, fake is in. Fake is good, but at the time, fake was not good. In fact, fake was considered the worst thing you could be at the time.
Fundamentally, I think the Monkees began to feel maligned by the public and in the press. It was as if somebody was saying they had no talent without Donnie Kirshner. And Donnie Kirshner, as I recall, was not a modest man. He liked taking the credit.
Bert Schneider and Bob Rafelson called me up one day and said the boys would like creative control. Having the Monkees want to write their own material, to me, was absurd. That's like me wanting to go into the ring with Muhammad Ali. It was laughable to me.
I don't know what Donnie's particular pathology was. He was either egomaniacal or megalomaniacal. But something was screwy with the guy. And he also said, you guys have got to sing and you got to play like we say to do it. Just get a grip, pal. This is not an enforceable covenant.
The scene was set for a showdown between the disgruntled Monkees and their creative master, Don Kirshner. It was to take place at the Beverly Hills Hotel and change forever the fortunes of the band.
I remember it quite clearly. We showed up at Beverly Hills Hotel. Donnie Kirshner was there with a guy named Herb Moelis, who was a lawyer. They presented us with gold records and a huge check. Hey guys, basically what they were saying was just shut up and take the money.
I walk in with 4 checks for $250,000 for each of the boys, and I bring them a dub of Sugar Sugar, okay?
Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl.
Don, nobody likes this music that you're making over here. I don't like it. The other guys didn't like it. What's going on with you? You're trying to create an empire or something here for yourself. Just back off.
Mike said, we're not going to do that piece of junk, Sugar Sugar. Too bubblegum, too sappy, too pop. I'm not going to say, Sugar Sugar, you're my candy girl, And I don't blame for Herb to saying, hey, fellas, you want to get cute with us? We have a contract. We can kick you out of the studio. We'll use 4 other guys. Don't tell me what you're going to do.
The contract. Let me see that.
He wagged the contract at me. And he said, well, you've got a contract, and this is the contract that you've got. And I smashed my fist through the wall. I said, yeah, well, that could have been your face. But
Mike put his fist through a wall, which he really did. He actually, it's only chalkboard in California. And he said to this lawyer guy, if I'm not mistaken, he said, that could have been your face, motherfucker.
With artistic differences having reached such a critical point, it was clear there could be only one outcome from the meeting.
Angry and frustrated, the Monkees were determined to stop the biting criticism by making their first real record. But Don Kirshner was still calling the shots, and he had a better idea for the Monkees' next single.
Don Kirshner decided to release a record without anybody's authorization. It was a song called A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You, which was another Neil Diamond record. It was their third single.
The song was another huge hit for the Monkees, but Kirshner's independent move was too much.
Don Kirshner had that authority to do whatever he wanted to do, in my understanding.
Diamond's A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You shot to number 2. Don Kirshner proved he still had a golden touch, but his relationship with the Monkees was badly tarnished.
I knew there was a situation where I may be fired because of it, but my commitment to the artist and to Neil was more important to me.
It's a little bit me, it's a little bit you.
The Monkees claimed Kirshner had overstepped his authority by releasing the single without their consent. And once again, the show's producers sided with the Monkees.
They called me in the office one day, the heads at Screen Gems, and they said, "We want our creative control back." And I said, "There's no way I'm going to give you back creative control after the job I did." They used the issue of the boys are very unhappy, and if the boys are unhappy, they're not going to work.
After putting out 2 #1 albums in a row, Don Kirshner was fired.
One day I walked into my office, and I saw 2 security guards with the office locked, and they escorted me out of the building.
He actually smashed the wall with his fist. I thought, oh my God.
I just lost my temper. It was for a few seconds.
It was the weirdest thing, and I went, wow. And Lester Sill and I walked out of that place, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I said, we're on the down now, aren't we? He said, yeah. He said, this is the beginning of the end. And it was.
Albums #1, 3 singles #1. I never dreamed of being fired.